Try and get that song out of your head for the next 36 hours. Hi there, this is The Solo Show, and it's time to do our monthly roundup. Well, it's the first time, but it's going to be our monthly roundup. This time we're looking at all the stuff that happened in the month of January. And as always, The Solo Show is brought to you by Victor Naraki Realtor, serving Disney and the greater Orlando area with celebratingflorida.com and disneyatyourdoorstep.com. The future is bright indeed. We're all of us dreaming of the better days ahead, and a part of your bright new future could be a move to where the magic lives in the greater Orlando area of Florida. One of the biggest decisions you'll make when considering a move is selecting a realtor who can successfully match you with the right home in the right location at the right price. Victor Naraki is the realtor who can help you make the move you've always wanted to. Whether you're a first-time homeowner or looking to move near Disney World, Victor is in your corner. If you are looking for an experienced real estate agent covering all of Central Florida, please visit disneyatyourdoorstep.com today and find out just why you should work with Victor. I encourage you to create a free, no-obligation account on his website. By doing so, you'll unlock the website's full potential and be able to enter specific criteria, save listings, and browse new properties sent to your email. Visit disneyatyourdoorstep.com today or visit his Facebook page, Victor Naraki Realtor. And don't forget to tell him The Solo Show sent you.
Hi, I'm C-3PO Human Cyborg Relations, and you are listening to The Solo Show.
The Solo Show podcast is proud to present the Disney news of the past month. This week, we are showcasing all the headlines for the month of January. Now, here are your Disney reporters with the news of January.
Hello, and welcome to The Solo Show, and this is the first ever episode of our monthly roundup for the month of
January.
As you heard,
January.
Our voiceover guy Ken announced. Joining me today is Sorcerer Beatrice from the Grand Circle Tour podcast. Sorcerer
Hello.
Beatrice, how are you today? And welcome.
I am fantastic. How are you today? Happy January.
Well, we're almost into February, so
Yes.
we survived another month of COVID.
Yeah. And another month of this cold weather down here in Florida, right?
Oh, be quiet. Wake me up when it's minus 40.
Oh, my. The month of the year that I'm most thankful to live in Florida, even though I whine like a baby about cold weather.
Actually, I was looking at some pictures today as we're recording this. What is the date today? January 28th.
28.
Friday. So some people were posting pictures from yesterday, and they were like full-on parkas they were wearing at the parks.
Floridians usually put a jacket on when it gets to be around 70 degrees. And we all laugh at everyone who does that when we move here. And then about a year later, we start to do the same thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they totally do. They wear the hood. And I even wear like the little hoods and stuff. But mine's more of like a zip-up pullover, not the big full-on fur parka.
Well, even I experienced that. Like I've gone in January, and it was chilly at night. Like I wouldn't call it cold, but after like being there for a week, it was cold at night.
Oh, absolutely.
I ended up buying a hoodie. All I had was a sweatshirt, and it wasn't warm enough by after 7 days of being there.
And you got to think you're outside so much, and sometimes if it's breezy or if you're near the water, you can totally feel a lot colder. Plus the humid air. You definitely feel a little colder in the type of air that we have. Yeah. We have it's cold here, but it's a dry cold. If you want to believe that.
Anyways, so we're gonna do kind of like a roundup of the headlines of the news for the past month of this year, January 2022. And I plan on doing this every month. I want to make this a monthly show, and we'll have hopefully Beatrice can come back, and we'll have different people come and go throughout the year. I think this would be a fun thing to do, and then years from now, people can look back and go, they were really upset about the purple signs changing, or something like that.
It doesn't take much sometimes,
True. Yeah. So, Beatrice, do you want to start us off with one of the first things that happened for 2022?
Absolutely. So January Disney news for 2022. The first thing I have is that the Book of Boba Fett came out at the end of December on Disney Plus, and I've been enjoying that. I've
been really enjoying it. And of course, on the Grand Circle Tour, we've been doing our weekly roundtable discussion of Boba Fett. But this last week that came out, has 2 more episodes left, I think was the best one yet.
Yep, absolutely. And there wasn't so much of Boba Fett. We had some old friends returning. So I'm very excited for another little old friend to join the club and come back into the mix.
Yeah, it sounds like we're going to be seeing a little green friend, and I'm not talking Kermit, in
Nope.
the upcoming.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah. January 2nd, Typhoon Lagoon reopened, and that's the first time it reopened since it shut down in 2020? Was it March 2020 when they shut everything down?
Yep, they did. So Typhoon Lagoon is back, and it's the only park that the water park that Disney has open right now. But and I haven't been there yet because for Florida blood, it's a little too chilly to go to a water park. But it's good to see them back because we do have other water parks in the area that are open. So I'd like for Disney to be in the.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Blizzard Beach, I guess, closed the same day or the day before. So we still haven't had everything Disney open in the entire world yet.
Right. Oh, we just got trams back in December. So we're still getting there. Some of our restaurants are coming. So we still have a ways to go to where we were before. But everything we get back is a celebration to me.
It is. It is. But had they kept Blizzard Beach open, I mean, like Hong Kong was open, Shanghai was open, Paris was, everything was open, but they shut Blizzard Beach before they opened Typhoon. So we still haven't had, Alani, everything. What was next on the list there?
We've got Walt Disney World raised the prices of hundreds of snacks, food, and drinks.
That was an ouch when you looked at that list. Did you look at the list?
I did. And, it's already an ouch when a lot of people budget to come here. And then if you start going to festivals and things, you don't realize how much you're putting into those little snacks and things. It really cuts into the budget for a nice family trip. When you think of 4 people getting snacks, it adds up. Yes,
it does in a big way. And when I first saw that list and how much everything, not so much how much it was going up, but how many items were going up, the first thing that entered my mind is the dining plans coming back like any day now. It hasn't yet, but I thought for sure like they're raising the price, and then it would make the dining plan look like it's even bigger value because you go, well, look at how much I'm saving on the dining plan. Instead of paying $8 on a bottle of water, I get it for free.
Yes. So many people are waiting for that dining plan to come back.
Yeah. I'm surprised they don't have it back yet. I really am.
I've heard they've discontinued it at some other local theme parks. So that always makes me worry because sometimes when one does something, others follow suit. And that's something that is huge for Disney fans, when families are coming here. Did
they not say during that October shareholders meeting that it was coming back eventually? They didn't give a date. It just said coming back in 2022, I thought they said.
I think so, but I haven't heard any date or any anything solid.
So hopefully.
Yes.
January 4th was the kickoff of the Run Disney Marathon and the Run Disney Expo. So that's a big thing in your life.
It is. I was up early cheering. I didn't run this year, but I have run the Dopey twice, which is 48.6 miles. So what Disney does, for those of you non-runners out there, it's a 5K on Thursday, a 10K on Friday, a half marathon on Saturday, and a full marathon on Sunday, with a total of 48.6 miles in 4 days.
That's insane. So, I'm sorry. You're insane.
Pretty dopey.
You fit right into the GCT with
It's definitely pretty dopey. I have my Run Disney ears on right now, which is really cool because it has a little Mickey that's running, and then it has all 4 theme parks. Because if you run the Walt Disney World full marathon, you run through all 4 of the theme parks.
I can't even fathom doing that.
And some people actually stop and ride Everest along the way, which I've never done that because I don't think I could get up after the ride and then continue with the marathon.
But I used to run. I used to run a lot. Like I used to run like every other day, probably about, I don't know, I'm guessing between 8 miles, maybe 9 miles every other day. I used to run when I was younger. So maybe if I was younger and in shape, I would be more excited about marathon weekend. For me, it's a weekend to avoid going to Disney World because there's too many people. What was
and
next
they
there?
started the full marathon a little earlier this year, which is good because when they have to do a full marathon, sometimes it's like 2:00 in the afternoon before all the runners are through Epcot. So
Oh,
you've got
wow.
to think of crowd control, and there's actual guests in the park along with runners that are trying to get through that last little half mile of the marathon. So
How many marathon weekends do they do at Disney World?
let's see, there's January's Marathon, February's Princess, there's a Star Wars, there's a springtime one this year. Then they're doing the Wine and Dine is usually in November.
Okay. So
and there's a new one called the Springtime Folly. So possibly like 6 different times of the year.
Wow. I'm glad they don't do any in like July or August, because could you imagine?
That'd be brutal.
That'd be brutal.
That would be.
Brutal. Yeah. What's next on our list there?
Next, we've got that January 6th was snow in Tokyo Disneyland. And it's common for Disneyland Paris to get snow, but very rare to be seen in Tokyo. So that was interesting. That was big news.
Did you see the photos of it?
Oh, my goodness. Yeah. They shut down, right? Or did they still?
Sure if they shut down. I mean, Tokyo has such limited capacity right now that it looks like it's shut down when they're open.
Oh, right. That's true.
But wow, is it beautiful to see the snow. And every time I see the Paris parks with the snow, it looks so much more magical to see that. They should build one in Winnipeg. They have lots of snow then.
Ah, right.
Of course, to be limited to 250. I was really nice. I think if I want to go to Tokyo, I kind of want to go this time of year because of the weather and then the off chance that, hey, you might get some.
That would be interesting. I would love to go there too.
Yeah, that's number one on my bucket list. Unfortunately, on January 7th, Hong Kong Disneyland shut down because of high COVID numbers in the region. It's not expected to reopen until February 3rd. So
just when we think we're over the hump, right?
Yeah.
Omicron kind of threw a kink into some things. Let's hope that doesn't add anything here or anywhere else ever again. Cruise lines seem to be coming back into play. They're testing very well. I don't know. Maybe I have this gut feeling that COVID's going to be a part of our lives forever. And we might have to show cards or get boosters or who knows what the future holds. But let's just hope it doesn't shut things down again.
Yeah. It's scary to think that they're shutting down parks again. Sure, it's amazing. And the other thing, too, that's really rough is like when they first started shutting down Hong Kong, Disneyland was the first one, and then Shanghai got shut down, and then I think Tokyo was. We saw then it was affecting the U.S. parks. That around that same time, that's when they started cutting back entertainment. They started they got the jugglers. They let the jugglers go. They let Yeehaw Bob go. They started cutting back cost saving measures in Disney World parks because of what was happening in the Asian parks. I mean, Disney is a business and they need to make a profit. And it's a worldwide company. So when I see things shutting down again, it really makes me worried about what we're going to lose, not only here, but elsewhere and everything else. Like it seems like everything's starting to come back and it's scary to think about shutting down again.
Yeah, every time we breathe that sigh of relief, something else comes in and kind of wipes it out from under us.
Yeah. What was next there?
So let's see. January 10th, this was a fun one. Ratatouille attraction did away with the reservation system and is now standby only. So that's fun because a lot of people they haven't ridden it yet. It's the brand new ride. So just to be able to get in there and just go ride the ride without getting up at 7 a.m. and getting all your mobile devices ready to roll. I'm kind of more of the spontaneous kind. I'm like, let's go ride Remy right now. So it's better for me to play that way.
Have you ridden it a couple times, or have you ridden it at all? Or
I have. I've been on it a few times here, and I hear that it's a little different here than it is on the other side of the
Paris.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I hear it's a little different from people who have ridden it there. I have not ridden it in Paris, so I can't speak from experience, but it's very fun. It's very cute, charming. It's a cute ride. I've been on it a few times. The beignets there, the nice little addition to the food snack booth there is a great addition as well.
Okay. I haven't watched any videos of it at all from Florida. I have watched it like a year or two ago in the Paris videos, and I haven't paid attention to the lines. Now that it's a standby, are the lines crazy long, or are they pretty reasonable?
I haven't noticed them being too bad. A lot of people are there right now for all the food and wine festival, or the food and the drinks and the,
Festival
right now the Festival of the Arts. So they're all at the kiosks and they're checking out the art and things. But I haven't paid attention, but I haven't heard anything bad from my other friends who've been there either. So people would be talking, you know how we are.
Yeah. So speaking of Festival of the Arts, January 14th was the kickoff for the Festival of the Arts, which is my favorite festival of all the Epcot festival by far.
I love seeing all the artists out there and seeing all of the different, flipping through all of their, I have 2 in front of me right now from last year that I haven't hung yet because I want to move some things in the office in order to do that. So I look at them every day, and it's just totally fun to have some of your favorite artwork around. Yeah. And you can go from anything to a small postcard size to beautiful paintings that are just amazing.
Well, my buddy Craig Skaggs was selling the life-size Haunted Carbonates 2 years ago or 3 years ago, I guess now. I don't know, 2020. Yeah. So yeah, crazy.
Amazing.
The other thing, I think it got the Broadway shows, the sidewalk chalk, the painting the wall. It's just my favorite festival by far. The weather's better. Yep.
I have seen the Broadway even this year. It was very fun to see the Broadway stars singing. Also, the chalk art is out there. It was interesting the way they did it this year because they had one side that was had the beautiful art all over the ground. And then the other side was roped off, and it looked as if I wanted to come back and check that out. It looked almost as if they were doing one side and then the next week they do the other side, so that if it washes off, maybe it doesn't wash off at the same time kind of thing. And you always have something pretty to look at.
Okay. Well, usually you have like amateur artists kind of on one side and more of the professional artists on the other side, is what they've done kind of in the past years.
Well, and it could be that way. It just, when I walked by it, one side was blank. So maybe they fresh coated it for the next set. Yeah. So I don't know.
Okay. Where are we here on the list?
January 15th saw the final day of business for Sugar Boo and Company. Oh, I love that store. And they closed the doors for good to make way for a multi-year downtown Disney experience.
Yeah, so this is over in California at Disneyland. Yep. I have no idea what the store is.
Oh, Sugar Boo is very fun. They have lots of fun signs and pillows. It's a girly store, so it's one of my...
Well, I hear Sugar Boo, I'm thinking this is probably not for me.
No, it's wonderful. Little signs and things that you have around, and great
like
sayings.
Live, laugh, love, those type of signs.
Yeah, kinda. Live, laugh, love, that kind of stuff. It's got lots of rock star sayings, or just fun little short blips that you might put on the wall, or have just little pillows and throw blankets, that kind of thing. So it's a fun girly kind of gift place.
Well, if you're going to Disneyland, it's no more.
We still have one on our side. So if anyone's interested, we've still got Sugar Boo at Disney Springs.
There we go. So I guess the next day after, the popcorn bucket, the Figment popcorn bucket came out, and that line got crazy. At least there's no fighting.
We love our popcorn, don't we?
Universal's tweet.
We love our popcorn lots.
So I've heard it got up to 8 hours. I heard it got up to 7 hours. And then I've heard that it wasn't as long as they posted. It was only 5 hours. Okay, I'm sorry. 5 hours is too long.
My friend, I've got people that got like 3 of them. They'd go back and get another, but they were actually legit doing it for friends. They weren't trying to sell them on eBay. But the prices that I saw online, I was like, are you serious? This is a popcorn bucket. I know Figment is adorable and I love him dearly, but holy cow.
Yeah. And I guess it's great PR for Disney to get like people so excited about this popcorn bucket. But
which kind of makes me wonder if they didn't mean to really be so short, like as an accident.
Well, if they had, let's say they had it at every single kiosk available, then you wouldn't have one line. Then you wouldn't have the PR thing saying, look at how impressive Disney is. People stand in line for our popcorn buckets. Like I feel sorry for, like, say you have a family and they're going to Disney World and it's their one trip of the year, or their one trip every 2 years, or they go twice a year, whatever. And they're huge Figment fans and they're not going to be there too often. Then they go, oh my gosh, I just saw on the Disney News channel that the popcorn bucket's going to be out while we're there. I'm going to get one. Or I remember Star Wars weekends the first Star Wars weekends, they showed on StarWars.com that there was going to be a T-shirt with Jedi Mickey and Yoda on a T-shirt. And I just happened to have a friend that was going that week. So I said, hey, can you pick me up this T-shirt? And he said, yeah, sure, I'll get it for you. So he got me the T-shirt, and he was, happy to do so. And I asked him, I said, how were the lines like at Disney when you were there? He goes, well, the longest line I had by far was for your T-shirt. Well, I felt bad that he used up so much of his vacation time to get me a T-shirt. Yeah, could you, you're going to get this popcorn bucket for a friend or for yourself, and you're only going to be there the one day, and you're spending half your day standing in line?
That happens so much with all sorts of Disney merchandise. I know at Disney Springs just last week on the same note, there was a special purse that came out and a special Spirit jersey. And it was all one line. So the people who were there at 9:30 at Disney Springs, and it was also opening up at Magic Kingdom, but at 9:30, the store's not even open yet. There's this massive line. A friend of mine got to the front of the line. There was like 3 people ahead of her, and they said they ran out of the purses. So she stood in line for, till 11 o'clock, didn't get it, went and got out of the line. And it turns out that they had like 3 to 5 left. And someone actually saw her come out of a lunch, like Earl of Sandwich or something. And she came out and they said, oh my gosh, you shouldn't have got out of the line. They found 5 more.
Oh,
it's
frustrating.
And I'm thankful that I'm not the one in those shoes that have to handle that, because every single thing Disney comes out with seems to be like this massive, collector's item, no matter what it is. It could be a purse, it could be a shirt, it could be a popcorn bucket.
Yeah. Well, remember the rose gold ears a few years ago, how they had them in multiple locations, but they just sold out so quickly. And then eventually it was a challenge to find a shop that didn't have the rose gold ears.
Right. And on the 50th, the day that it opened, everyone was running toward the merchandise.
That was insane. Yeah.
So it just happens to be, thank goodness I'm not the one making that decision, because it seems like everything that comes out, someone gets slammed over.
Yeah.
So.
Alrighty. Boy, we're almost halfway through time already. We're not even halfway through, close.
What do we got next one? Oh, lightsabers. We're packed in plastic bags because Disney's Hollywood Studios ran out of the cases, just like we were talking about with all of the merchandise.
Yeah.
While we're on that subject, that's toughie.
Yeah. And so I guess they told people that they could buy the $50 cases that were in the shop at no discount. And social media and Twitter, I guess, kind of forced Disney's hand, and the pressure of social media forced Disney's hand at the end of giving a discount on the lightsabers themselves. Yeah, because that plastic bag was a joke compared to what you were expecting to get.
And how are you going to take it home in that? That's not going to be protective of the merchandise. That's quite costly.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So I'm glad they fixed it in the end, and they ended up giving a discount, but it took them far too long, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely.
New smart lockers installed at All-Star Music Resort to be used for deliveries for guest resorts like grocery delivery. I think these are amazing.
I love these. Yep. Yeah. I've seen them at other places and they're fantastic. Some of them even have like Amazon deliveries and things like that. You can just, scan your code at this particular locker and get your merchandise and get things delivered. This is great.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really excited. I hope they bring this out at all the resorts, especially Pop Century Disney.
Yes,
because it's like you get something delivered to the resort, and you have to go to the front desk, and then you got to wait in line to get to the front of the line, and then you got to tell the cast member I'm here to pick up my parcel. Then the cast member goes and looks for it for 15, 20, 25 minutes. Then they bring it out. And I felt bad because I ordered a case of water and a bunch of groceries this one time, and this poor cast member could barely carry the case of water. He was so small. Never mind all my other groceries on top of it. It's like, let me help you. I felt like going behind the desk, and so this is so much more convenient for everybody.
I love it. A very good step forward. And then a fight broke out in Toy Story Land between guests. That was like a social media. That was nuts.
That was insane.
I mean, things happen everywhere. It's sad to say. And I'm going to tell you, I feel so safe at Disney. Security there is amazing. They're always there very quickly. But you can't stop people from being crazy.
And it seems to be happening more and more at the parks. Or is it because we're hearing about it more and more? Were they always happening when you just never heard about it so much? Or is it now that there's so many Disney fan sites that as soon as something happens, it's spread out right away? Or is it?
That's the thing. I mean, everybody's got a camera and everybody wants to go, oh, look what I see. You know, like everyone's just all over it right now. And no matter where you are, you can be in downtown Orlando and the same thing is happening, you know, but it just so happens people love to say things happen at Disney World or any theme park kind of thing.
But even like fights on planes, like you never heard of them before, but now they seem to be almost commonplace.
Yeah.
Like you would think with everybody having a camera, people would behave more.
I know,
like,
right?
Stop being goofy, stop being idiots, people. Everyone has a camera pointing at you. Don't be an
Everyone's
idiot.
got their Instagram, their TikTok, their Facebook, their everything, and they hashtag everything. So you don't even have to be looking for it. And you could just happen across Walt Disney World and, you know.
January 20th, we started seeing the new Mickey and Minnie red and black themed strollers to be available at the Magic Kingdom, replacing the beige ones.
Those are adorable. I love them.
They are very, very adorable. I don't think they're as durable as the beige ones were, but they sure are much nicer looking and probably lighter to push and more comfortable, I'm guessing, for the kids.
Yeah, I haven't actually talked to someone who needed to use one. I should have asked someone that I saw pushing them around since I don't have little ones to push around, but they looked adorable. So I'll have to ask people if they maneuvered okay and if they were comfy and that kind of thing.
Yeah, for sure.
But
I think they're a little bit smaller too, which is great too, because it takes up less room in the parks.
You fit more into the stroller corral.
Yeah.
The next one, January 23rd, Kevin walks around the character from Up and returned to Disney's Hollywood Animal Kingdom. Only she isn't roaming anymore and she'll be stationary distance meet and greet. So she'll be in Animal Kingdom checking us out, which is always a fun thing. I always love this.
Yeah. I do miss the roaming characters, but I mean, they can't do them, but it's great to see Kevin back in Animal Kingdom for sure. I
miss Divine while we're talking about Animal Kingdom. That's one that is just so much fun. And sometimes the little electronic buddies that pop around are fun.
A little electronic buddy?
Well, what were some of the ones? After Push, there were a couple of other little friends that would come around. I want to say, it's been a while. It was probably Star Wars weekends when I saw them. And I bet it was R2-D2 that I really loved the most. Okay. That kind of stuff. It was, but there was a cast member always close by that you would just watch closely to figure out how this, character is moving around. They
will never, ever top Muppet Mobile Labs.
Oh,
that was the best walking around character ever. Hands down.
Yes.
January 24th, guests age 16 and above will need to present a vaccine pass to enter Disneyland Paris. For guests aged between 12 and 15, the health pass control is needed to enter Disneyland Paris. So it started January 24th, and I believe that's still ongoing.
Do you
think we'll see that? Do you think we'll see that coming?
I'm almost surprised that parks haven't done something like that yet, because quite honestly, you don't know who's been vaccinated. Everybody says they're vaccinated because they don't want to wear masks.
Yeah.
I still like to wear my mask when I'm around people just because I don't trust that everyone truly is vaccinated. And, so many cities are doing that right now just to go in and eat dinner. So I feel like that might be the wave of the future, whether we like it or not, just to protect this stuff.
Do you when you walk around with your mask, do you ever get people saying to you, hey, you don't need to wear one or anything like that, or give you funny looks?
Not really. Usually so many people are not wearing them that cast members all over the place are too busy telling people that they should put their mask back on or cover their nose or, whatever the case may be.
No, but I mean outside. Outside though. Like you don't need one outside, do you?
No, but I'm not always the only one. A lot of times there are other people wearing masks as well. So when you get in lines, especially because in the line queues, you're close to other people. And there are a lot of people that we don't know where everyone's been, and people have been on planes and they've come here from other places. So usually I'm not the only one, but I'm always one that when I'm going to get into a line queue or something like that, I'll always put one on.
Yeah. Well, hopefully someday.
Yes, I know, right?
Yeah, I just want to burn my mask.
I've got so many at this point. It's like, what matches with my outfit today?
Well, I make all my own. So.
Oh, that's good too. Those are fun.
Yeah.
So Disneyland Resort Monorail closed on January 24th for refurbishments with no opening date announced. So that's always.
And it had just reopened not too long ago, and then it closed right away. So kind of sad to see stuff closing, but at least it's for refurbishments and not for some,
Well, the Skyliner was just down this week as well, like the 23rd through 28th, just briefly. Yes. But it's always sad when things are down, even briefly, just because if it's that 1 week that you're here, you don't want that to be the week. But they do have to maintain all their equipment. I am happy that they keep things safe. So that's a good thing.
Speaking about being closed, Splash Mountain is now closed for its annual refurbishment. It has nothing to do with the planned Princess and the Frog refurbishment. And it's scheduled to reopen February 11th. That's kind of an annual thing that happens every year around this time for Splash Mountain.
And I don't know when they're going to do that planned refurbishment for Princess and the Frog, because
I was just about to ask you that. When are they planning on doing this? Like after the 50th?
And so long we've heard about it now. I think that COVID just threw everything into such a kink that everything is just kind of in limbo. I mean, look at the things that they announced at Epcot. Like, I was so excited for what was going to happen in the UK pavilion, and
Cherry
some
Tree
of the
Lane
things
and
like
all
that. We don't know when Cherry Tree Lane is coming out. I mean, it's just kind of a lot of things are in limbo, and I understand, because it's like no one planned COVID to happen. So there was a lot of big major cutbacks, and if they're not telling us they're not going to do it, I still feel like it's out there somewhere.
Yeah.
So let's see. Fan favorite, Earl of Sandwich. Final day of operation was January 27th to make for the upcoming Downtown Disney expansion. A few days later, on the 29th, Starbucks West also closed. There's a lot happening in Downtown Disney and Disneyland.
Yeah, there can't be much open. Like, the theater shut down and hasn't reopened. And I guess I should apologize to everybody that was on the Grand Circle Tour page, because I got mixed up and I said Disney Springs Earl of Sandwich is closing, not Downtown Disney Earl of Sandwich is closing. I got 3 messages from 3 different people saying, you might want to fix your post. And I was at work at the time. I said it. Earl of Sandwich is closing Disney Springs. I went to work. I go for my break. I got 3 messages from people saying, hey, you're wrong. So
no, I'm thankful that it's still open here, because I do love Earl of Sandwich. It's a great spot. But
we have an Earl of Sandwich in my hometown here. It opened up, like, I'm gonna say, like a week before COVID hit.
Oh boy.
Are
they still open?
What's that?
Are they still open now?
Yeah, they're still open. They reopened.
Okay.
I've gone a couple of times. It's the same sandwiches, and it's great. But I'm part of the Winnipeg Disney fan group, and so while we knew it was opening, we were actually planning on doing a Winnipeg Disney fan group meetup at the Earl of Sandwich in Winnipeg. So of course that hasn't happened yet. It's been a couple of years now, but someday we're gonna have.
It will.
Yeah, we're gonna have a meetup.
Oh.
So all the refurbishments going on and being canceled because of cost cutting here and there, and they can't afford to open this. They have to shut down that. Disney's iconic purple road signs are starting to be removed in favor of blue ones instead. Blue and yellow, which is like the Winnipeg colors. But
who would have known that the world loved purple that much?
and people are getting really upset about this.
Yeah.
So what I heard is that what Disney is going to do for people that are upset about the purple signs missing is they're going to be selling rose-colored glasses. So you can put on the rose, and then the blue will turn to purple because the purple and red mix. That's not true. I just made that up.
I love that story. Yeah, I'm telling you. Well, I guess I can see the fact that when I see the purple signs, I know I'm at Disney. And sometimes that little mental piece of it just puts you in a different place.
But now you're going to see the blue signs.
I'm okay with that. I don't get upset over all the little things, but
Could you imagine if they changed the purple wall to a blue wall?
Oh my gosh. Don't even make up that story. Oh.
Now, then you'd see the internet go insane. Although Instagrammers wouldn't know what to do. They'd have to find a new wall.
Right. Wait, that's not the right wall. Where is that wall? Oh, that would be fun. Get people searching for it. Did they move it? Did they get rid of it? That could be
the social media would explode big time.
Everybody. Now we come to the payoff.
Coming attractions.
So, upcoming announcements?
Yeah, upcoming announcements. Yeah, I think it's your turn, isn't it? Yeah.
We have Disney Cruise Line. This one is a big fun favorite of mine. Disney Cruise Line announced the upcoming Pixar cruises. So I'm a huge Pixar fan, and a lot of people are. They love the Pixar and the movies. There's going to be a Pixar cavalcade coming soon, I think, in Magic Kingdom very soon. So this will be a very fun one. So 2023, it looks like we're going to have some Pixar cruises.
Nice. Now, you and I were on the Star Wars cruise together.
Yes.
And it was really fun to have that themed cruise. But I have to say, like, Disney didn't make the cruise really fun. I think it was all the friends we were with that made it really fun on the Star Wars cruise. I think so too.
We had our own little costume contest, which yours was amazing. I remember.
I recall winning that one.
Yes, you made yours, which was amazing, actually. Yeah. But I actually am supposed to be on the Marvel Day at Sea and check in 1 week from today. So on the Disney Cruise Line app, they already have heroic encounters. So I could make a photo session with Groot, Iron Man, and Black Panther so far. So nice. I'll have to let you know how that is. But
for sure, we're going to get a whole trip report when you come back.
Yes. I love all these themed ones.
I believe with the Star Wars one, didn't we have to only pick like one or two people to get photos with, wasn't it?
Yeah, you had to pick. And it's the same way with this one. So I think Disney they'll probably do the same thing with Pixar. You'll have to select and schedule a time in the onboard app. So onboard activities. So right now I only saw these 3, and they only have one day at sea that is going to be themed to that. Mm-hmm. So day 2 on our cruise is the Marvel Day at Sea. So, and it was similar to that with Star Wars. It was like the very first day at sea was their big day. Yeah. So that will be fun.
So now they got the Boo. The Halloween cruise, the Christmas cruise, the Marvel cruise, the Star Wars cruise, and now they're going to have a Pixar cruise.
Yes. But they've already got cruises itineraries for next spring up until, I think, May. So if you just happen to be on a cruise that suddenly gets to be Pixar, you might get an added bonus if you're a fan. That would be kind of fun.
That would be. I just pictured somebody being on those Star Wars cruise and there was nothing about Star Wars. All of a sudden, one day everybody's walking around.
I'm like, what is going on? Yeah. Well, they feel the same way when we walk around in our pajamas too.
Yeah. Pajama day for our group. So for those of you who are planning a trip for March, Walt Disney World has announced that for this year's Flower and Garden Festival will begin March 2nd. And the daytime parades will be returning starting March 9th and will run twice a day. So this is going to be the first time any U.S. Does Disneyland had full-on parades, or are they doing cavalcades? I think
Disney World has not had any. Disneyland had the Christmas parade because I saw that when I visited. But Disney World has not done any parades. I actually have a March 9th reservation for the Magic Kingdom. So I want to see this first parade as it comes back out.
Oh, nice.
So, yes, I'm very excited about that. So as soon as I saw that, I got on the app and made a reservation.
That is awesome.
And then Turning Red will now premiere exclusively March 11th on Disney+. I've been seeing that happen a lot with movies lately.
So this is going to be like the third Pixar movie in a row that's going not in theaters, straight to Disney Plus, and not Premier Access. Like Soul was the first one, and then what was the
Raya? Was it, or
which one? Yeah.
Was it Raya?
Was that Pixar? No, it wasn't Pixar.
Oh no, that was Disney. I'm sorry.
There was a second one. But anyways, so Pixar is kind of releasing their movies straight to Disney Plus, which is great for me because I really don't want to go to the theater these days. Yeah. But at the same time, I feel kind of bad. And I think they're doing it more because to protect the children, I think. Is that your impression?
True. A lot of the kids are not vaccinated. So that's probably a really nice, smart, safe thing to do.
Yeah. That's how
It's got to
I'm
hurt the
reading it.
pocketbook, though. I mean, look at all these people who are putting so much money into movies, these companies, and are they getting that much out of it? Or are they taking huge losses?
Well, that's the thing. Like, I don't understand how, like, yeah, I get it that they make their money in their monthly subscriptions and they have to maintain people to keep, have to keep putting out new content to get people to keep subscribing. Are they making as much as they would if they put it in the theater?
They can't be, right? I mean,
I can't see it. The math doesn't work for me. Maybe my brain doesn't go up that many high numbers.
I'm with you too. It's all over my head, but
I mean, like, I guess you think of how many millions of people there are in the world that subscribe to Disney Plus, and you want to get them to keep subscribing and paying that monthly fee. Do you have to do something?
And you got to remember, a lot of the first year, a lot of people might have got that first year free. There was some huge promotion. I kept hearing everyone say, you get the first year, So after that first year, they've got to maintain people who want to pay that. So, they've got to keep it going somehow before people drop off. Yeah. So they've got to get new stuff out there. And what's better than a new movie,
Yeah. And if you're a family going to a movie, it's almost cheaper to get to Disney Plus for the month. So you say, well, I'll keep it for another month. They can watch, Turning Red. I'm really excited about this movie. Finally, a Canadian movie.
Oh, I love it. Yeah. I think it's going to be fun. The whole, idea of the little family history that they have, the turning into a panda kind of just looks interesting.
I'm looking forward to it a lot. So Walt Disney World has announced that a new restaurant and gift shop will be opening in Hollywood Studios Toy Story Land in 2022, like this year.
That is very fun. Jesse's Playground. So I'm super excited about Jesse's Playground. And not only is it Jesse's Playground, but we're going to have a barbecue place to eat.
Right. So they announced this quite a while ago that it was coming, but I haven't heard anything about any construction happening at all. Have you?
I haven't really noticed it. Now I'm going to go and pay attention to that, because I was just in Hollywood Studios New Year's Eve and I wasn't paying attention to that area and what might be coming or going on. Yeah. So I'm
finding it hard to believe it's going to open this year. I'm sorry. I know it's only January and they got a whole year to do it, but the way Disney drags its feet building stuff, I don't know. I'm finding it hard to believe.
You got to think of everything else going on too. I mean, I have this gut feeling that says we're going to get that roller coaster in Epcot very, very soon. The Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah. I know they said summer, but I feel like soft openings are going to be happening before we know it.
I think Guardians of the Galaxy is going to open restaurant.
Yeah, I think. And where are they going to put all their resources? They still have Tron going on. They still have that seems to have slowed down a lot. Yeah, but they've got to be doing something. So
Space 220 was supposed to have been opened in October 2019 was the original date that they said it was going to open before COVID. So they can't say that, well, because of COVID. It was originally supposed to open like October or November. Actually, might have been December. It was early. It was very late 2019. It was. And it opened this winter. Right.
I was there in October and it was very, very new at that time. So I'd say maybe August-ish.
Was it that long ago it opened now?
I was there in October, so maybe September, October.
Yeah. But it took a really long time for them to make that restaurant. I can't see this one opening up this year.
Oh, it's amazing. I can't wait for you to experience it.
I know. That's my bucket list.
Experience going there and back, it's very great.
So. Yeah.
I don't want to ruin it, but it's great.
I can hardly wait. Well, that's our monthly roundup for January. So I want to thank you for joining me today, Beatrice.
Thank you for having me. It's been fun.
This was a lot of fun. So next month, we're going to do our February monthly roundup and keep it going. I really enjoy looking back, whether it's for the past year or for the past month. It's something that I always enjoy. So thank you again for joining me.
Thank you. It's been a fun recap.
And you're going to be doing the Grand Circle Tour live shows every other Monday starting, last week as this came out.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's right.
What's that?
Yeah, so every other week.
Yeah, Monday nights on the Grand Circle Tour Magic Ticket Holders and YouTube page. You can catch Beatrice, and then every other Monday night would be myself. and my co-host.
They can't hold both of us at the same time. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, I'm glad I'm able to see you now because I won't be seeing you Monday night.
Yeah, absolutely.
Alrighty. Ken, take it away.
If you have a brilliant idea for a future edition of The Solo Show and would like to take your turn in the guest host's chair, then drop us an email at thesoloshow01@gmail.com. Tell us your idea for the show, and we'll contact you about a date and a time for you to join us. If you would just like to keep the conversation going or have a comment about a previous show, then visit us on Facebook at The Solo Show. All logos, sounds, and songs that are made by and for Disney and its affiliates are owned solely by the Disney Corporation and are not, nor are they intended to be, the ownership of The Solo Show podcast. We hope you'll join us for the next adventure on The Solo Show. Thanks for listening, and bye for now.